afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Hope you all had a good weekend. It's the last day of August.
Can you believe that?
No, I cannot believe that.
September Eve. We'll get a check on the weather with Dana Fulton in just a little bit.
But first, here's what's making news on this Monday. As expected, Wisconsin Republicans gavelled into a special session called by the governor, but no discussions followed. Amy Reed is live at the Capitol.
A COVID-19 vaccine trial is coming to Madison. Later this hour, we'll hear from one of the doctors leading the research.
And one of the country's leading infectious disease experts and a member of President Trump's coronavirus task force, Dr. Deborah Birx, is in Madison this afternoon for a roundtable discussion with Governor Tony Evers. Let's take a look outside. A little rain today. Knock some of the pollen to the ground, hopefully.
Oh, we'll take whatever we can get. We need rain so desperately around here.
The weather words, easy transition to September. Here's Dana in the backyard. Things cooled off a little bit.
They did, with the showers coming through. Now, it still feels just a little muggy, like we could still have some rain in the area. And as we look at Doppler track, you can see those showers really southeast of Madison and Dane County right now. So into parts of Jefferson, Rock and Walworth County, that's where we're seeing the rain passing through. It doesn't look like any lightning right now. And even though that was some heavy rain at times, the line passed through quick enough that overall accumulation totals were really hovering close to about 1/4 of an inch or less for most of the area. We're seeing some of those totals climb just a little bit more north of Janesville right now in Rock County, close to about 3/4 of an inch, but still not a lot of rain. Enough that, well, Mark told me earlier, you can water the weeds, but that's about it. Cloudy skies still. Again, an isolated shower still passing through southeast of Dane County. Temperatures are in the low 70s, but our dew points are in the upper 60s, so it does still feel a little humid outside. As we move into September, we are going to have a few more rain chances and some sunshine coming through, but we'll look at what's ahead for the week in just a few minutes. Right now, our roads do look fine. Any spots that might be a little wet, just be aware some areas could have some light water on the roads, but we aren't really dealing with any flooding with that rain passing through. Rock County looks nice and smooth on the interstate from Janesville to the Beltline, about 25 minutes, 17 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and some Prairie to downtown, about 9 minutes this evening. Again, we'll take a closer look at what we will expect to start off September in just a few minutes.
All right, let's do that. Thank you, Dana. Protesters, politicians, even the Milwaukee Bucks couldn't inspire the state legislature to take up anything the governor wanted them to today.
Our Amy Reed is live at the Capitol to explain why the special session started the way it did and what black community leaders think of the decision. Amy?
Just like previous special session calls we've seen from Governor Tony Evers, the Republican-controlled legislature gavelled in before quickly ending business for the day. Now, the move wasn't surprising to many people, but it was disappointing to some that we talked to. The Senate and Assembly did not gavel out, but rather went into recess until Thursday. The Assembly Speaker, Robin Vos, has said instead of just passing these bills, he wants his task force to find solutions. Today, the future leader of that task force, Representative Jim Steineke, was one of only a few lawmakers actually there for the brief session.
I think now more than ever is the time that we need to start lowering the temperature of the state. We need to start bringing people together and trying to find some common ground on solutions to lead us forward.
Before the session got started, community leaders in the Black Legislative Caucus were direct. They said Republican inaction today puts lawmakers on the same side as white supremacists. The bills would ban no-knock warrants and police from using chokeholds, as well as create statewide use of force standards, among other things. The groups told us today it's time for action, not more studying. These leaders said the issues don't start and end with police, but this legislation would be a start to making Wisconsin more equitable.
Amy Reed live at the state capitol. Thank you, Amy. Protests in Madison and Kenosha remained peaceful over the weekend as the cities try to heal. That wasn't the case in the days following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Police records show 175 people were arrested during protests early last week. 102 of those people arrested did not live in Kenosha. And Kenosha County Sheriff David Best says much of last week's chaos was caused by what he calls outside agitators.
There are a lot of outside agitators that try to scare people. They will make phone calls to businesses, to churches, to residents, trying to scare and intimidate.
The National Guard remains in Kenosha tonight. They're tasked with maintaining peace ahead of President Trump's scheduled visit to the city tomorrow. And the president is doubling down on the trip despite calls from Governor Evers and other lawmakers to stay away from the city as the community tries to heal. The president is expected to hold a news conference later today. Today and over the weekend, he continued to call for law and order after some protesters over the weekend turned violent. Saturday night, a man believed to be part of a pro-Trump demonstration was shot and killed in Portland, Oregon, after clashing with racial justice protesters. In a scathing speech delivered in Pittsburgh, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden says Trump is to blame for stoking violence.
He may believe mouthing the words law and order makes him strong, but his failure to call on his own supporters to stop acting as an armed militia in this country shows how weak he is.
The former vice president says he spoke with Jacob Blake's family last week. So far, the White House says there are no plans for the president to meet with the Blake family when he travels to Kenosha.
Switching to COVID-19 news now, more than 300 more people in Wisconsin have tested positive. The daily case number is typically lower on Mondays, but the state's database also ran into some problems this weekend. Dane County health officials warn their reported numbers today are lower than reality, and they expect a larger increase tomorrow. This weekend, the state surpassed 75,000 cases and 4 more people have died, bringing the total to 1,126. There is exciting news today here in Madison in the fight against COVID-19. UW Health and the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health have been selected as one of the first clinical sites in the country to test a COVID-19 vaccine. Officials are looking to enroll about 1,600 people over the next 8 weeks to be part of the study. The vaccine was developed by the pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca. Coming up in about 10 minutes here on Live at 4, we'll have a live interview with one of the doctors that is heading up that trial. Wisconsin doctors and the governor are getting advice from a big-name doctor today, Deborah Birx, who we got to know through the White House Coronavirus Task Force. Dr. Birx is in Madison.
This afternoon, she met with Governor Evers, his health team, and medical professionals from around the state. Amanda Quintana is here with how Dr. Birx thinks Wisconsin is doing at stopping the spread. Amanda.
Dr. Birx has been on the road since June 30th. Wisconsin is the 24th state that she's visited since then. Birx says she really wanted to come here because she's seen Wisconsin largely control outbreaks since March. But she's been worried about the Midwest lately. People vacationing in hot spots and bringing the virus back worry her the most.
And right now we do see improvement in many of the counties in Wisconsin, but we also see some smaller rural counties where we're seeing an uptick in cases. And Wisconsin has been on that borderline, running a little over 5% test positivity with small incremental changes over time. And so we really wanted...
Her team also spent time driving around Madison. She says she noticed a lot of people are wearing masks both around town and at UW, but she wants to make sure that that doesn't get ruined on Labor Day weekend. She's urging students to not go home to their families without wearing a mask and saying if they've been to a party or a gathering on campus, they have likely been exposed.
Amanda, thank you. Governor Evers has ordered flags lowered to half staff today in honor of Deputy Richard Treadwell of the Dane County Sheriff's Department. The 61-year-old Treadwell passed away earlier this month after contracting COVID-19 while in the line of duty. Services are being held today. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi released a statement this afternoon honoring Deputy Treadwell. In part, he wrote, "Today is a sad day, not only for the family of Dane County Sheriff's Deputy Rick Treadwell, but also for the countless men and women whose lives he touched, both professionally and personally."
Sad day indeed. Well, still to come at 4, you could be part of testing for a COVID-19 vaccine.
We'll find out more from the doctors who are hosting the testing when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Surgenian's 90-year history means you pay $90 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad, your furniture moved, and your old carpet recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues building and bringing stability to families through homeownership. As area families experience hardships, Habitat provides a pathway to financial security and independence. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
What happens now? Now that the rent's due, but they've cut your pay. Now that the virus has cost lives, but your health care costs too much. Now that our president has had months, but he still doesn't have a plan. What happens now? Joe Biden knows how to lead through a crisis because he's done it before. When our economy was on the verge of collapse, Joe Biden led the largest economic stimulus in a generation and saved millions of jobs. Now Joe Biden is ready to lead us through this crisis. He knows rebuilding our economy starts with fighting the virus, increasing testing, getting more protective gear for healthcare workers, and calling for mask mandates nationwide. As president, he'll get working families back on their feet by lowering healthcare costs and helping small businesses recover. So what happens now? We elect a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
We made USAA insurance for veterans like Liz and Mike, an Army family who's always at the ready. So when they got a little surprise, they didn't panic. They got a bigger car for their soon-to-be bigger family. After shopping around for insurance, they called USAA, who helped find the right coverage for them and even some much-needed savings.
That was the easy part.
USAA insurance has made the way Liz and Mike need it easy. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. USAA.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
Bad City movie. You haven't seen moves like these before.
The Federal Trade Commission says from 2014 to 2019, Americans lost nearly $500 million to criminals who were pretending to be a government representative.
The good news, the Better Business Bureau says complaints about the fake IRS calls dropped 89% from 2018 to 2019 as people got wise to the con. But scam artists are now pretending to be from another government agency.
This call is regarding to your Social Security number. We found some fraudulent activities under your name.
Michael Anderson received a similar call and followed instructions to talk to a representative. The caller claimed her Social Security number had been compromised. She wired more than $150,000 to Hong Kong before realizing she'd been scammed. Overall, scam calls are down this year. The pandemic slowed down illegal call centers for a while, and the government has been able to stop foreign scam calls from entering the country. But Baker says con artists are resilient and always find new ways to rip people off. On Wall Street, all the major indexes had their best August in decades. The Dow Industrials fell 223 points today, ending the month at 28,430. The NASDAQ added 79, but the S&P 500 was off 7. Well, as we mentioned earlier, Madison will soon be at the forefront of the effort to find a COVID-19 vaccine.
The UW School of Medicine and Public Health and UW Health was selected to participate in a study to test AstraZeneca's new candidate for a coronavirus vaccine. Dr. William Hartman is an assistant professor of anesthesiology at the UW School of Medicine. Dr. Hartman, welcome to Live at 4.
Thanks for being with us.
Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So this is very exciting news. Is this as big a deal as it sounds for Madison and for UW Health?
It is. This is a historical trial. Very few times in history has a pandemic like this hit the world. And this is an opportunity for us at UW and for the Madison community at large to show their generosity, to step up to the plate and to do our part to try to get back to a normal life. And part of that is finding a vaccine that works. This is the AstraZeneca vaccine that we think has a good chance of being effective. We know that it's safe. hopefully by testing it and doing the trial the right way, which we intend to do, this will be an effective treatment and a big step getting us back to a normal life.
What kind of commitment are we talking about if someone wants to take part in this?
So it's a 2-injection study. A participant will get an injection on day 1 and then on day 29, so 4 weeks apart. We'll be following them in that 4-week period to make sure that they're not developing any symptoms of COVID-19. And then once they get that second injection, we follow them for 2 years. And in that 2-year period, we look for any negative reactions that may arise, any development of COVID disease. Hopefully, we also get some understanding and some clues as to how long the antibody can stay in your system.
How many volunteers are you looking for, and what are the requirements if people who are watching tonight are interested in participating in this?
Sure. So as part of the larger national effort to get 30,000 participants, we're looking to enroll at least 1,600 participants, up to 2,000. So about 50 participants a day for the next 8 weeks. Enrollment really is dependent just on your desire to want to participate and to be over 18 years old. As long as you don't have any serious health issues that are ongoing or receiving some medicines that modulate your immune system, you'll qualify for this study.
And how do you qualify? How do you sign up?
So there's a website, and then we also have a phone number here at UW Health and an email to get your information available to us. Our coordinators will contact you, do the pre-screening, and schedule you to come in.
This is a double-blind placebo clinical trial. Can you explain what that means?
Sure. So the double-blind means I don't know if the patient is going to get the vaccine or a placebo, and neither does the person receiving the injection. And so neither of us know what's going on, so we assume that that everyone gets the vaccine, and then we can evaluate the effects. The company will know who gets the placebo versus who gets the vaccine and be able to determine if we see decreased COVID-19 infections in the vaccinated patients. If so, we feel very comfortable because of the way this is designed, saying that the reason there is decreased COVID-19 is because of this vaccine.
Very exciting news, that's for sure. Dr. Hartman, thanks for being with us today. We'll keep an eye on this in the coming weeks.
Yes,
Thank you.
very much. We'll look forward to having you back, hopefully very soon. Thank you so much for your time.
The political conventions, as they were, are behind us.
Did one party benefit more than the other? And what's next for the campaigns? The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, has some perspective for us. He'll join us coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call to enjoy nonstop routes to summer in a new Nissan.
And don't miss the 2020 Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. Get a low $346 per month lease on Nissan Rogue.
A smile has the power to get you feeling all right. At Aspen Dental, we're making every day a little brighter with our Smile Wide, Smile Safe promise. We've got you covered in every way, giving deep cleaning a whole new meaning. And if you don't have insurance, we'll give you an extra safety net too, with a free new patient exam and x-rays. At Aspen Dental, we're making it all right to feel safe and get smiling. We promise. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Sometimes you can't get to the store to get the items you need, but that doesn't mean you have to go without. Eye Care offers complete health coverage. Members receive up to $1,440 in over-the-counter items delivered right to their door for free. Our catalog includes hundreds of products, such as over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and first aid supplies. There's also flexibility to use these benefits in-store using an Eye Care benefit card. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for your health needs.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like Emily lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds. Oh!
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh?
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call to enjoy nonstop routes to summer in a new Nissan.
And don't miss the 2020 Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. Get a low $273 per month lease on Nissan Sentra.
Take a look at this.
I'm about to go get the reaction to my braces being off. I couldn't stop smiling.
Mom, Dad, what they say?
Jonathan screams for joy as he sees his daughter grinning from ear to ear without her braces. Her mom, Amy, springs in for a look as well. 17-year-old Ellie was only supposed to have her braces for 2 years, but it ended up being 4 long years instead. Her parents didn't know that they were coming off at the most recent appointment, so she decided to record the reaction as she came home.
Oh, that's so sweet. Did you ever wear braces?
No.
That is the happiest day of your life when you get your braces off.
Did you?
Oh, you definitely, yeah.
Did Matthew?
Yep. Yep.
Look at that.
No, you're lucky. You're really lucky.
All right, it's time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
Let's help Della find a forever. Oh, what a
Della.
sweet kitty. She is an adult domestic short hair cat who loves affection and head rubs. She's available for adoption starting Thursday of this week. The Humane Society wanted us to pass along that they're hosting a virtual Bark and Wine event on Saturday, October 3rd. So many of you attend that gala every year. It's just a wonderful event. Well, like everything else, it's going virtual this year. You can purchase a party box that comes with special glasses, wine, snacks, and bonuses for your pets. And more information is on the DCHS website.
And then it's online for an hour on Saturday, October 3rd.
Oh, that's great.
All right, last week, Thor was adopted.
Oh, that's great
Hooray.
news. Yay.
If you're interested in adopting Della or checking out all the other animals at the Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org or set up an appointment at 838-0413. Time now for the weather. Just a little taste of rain today. Not really enough.
Not a lot passing through. A little bit of rain for us, and we're going to have a few more chances for showers through the next several days. A lot of sunshine, though. Plenty of dry hours mixed in. We'll take a look at what's ahead for the work week as we transition into September. Just a few minutes.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
Sometimes it feels like we can't even catch our breaths, like events are coming at us from every direction. The world can feel untethered. But we try. We have to. We still believe we can do this. We must. The battle against COVID is still primarily one of individual responsibility. That's not reassuring, but it's what we're faced with. So let's all applaud and support the Tavern League and Restaurant Association accepting UW System President Tommy Thompson's request for help in keeping returning students from risky behaviors. And let's help State Street business leaders reach their $300,000 repair, recovery, and reopening fund. And thank you, Madison Community Foundation, for helping with that. The fight for social justice is going to be hard, although it will happen. Making progress on slowing the spread of the virus and supporting our local businesses will help in that effort because they are all shared concerns.
Is knee pain disrupting your active lifestyle? Stoughton Health and the Ortho Team Clinic now offer the Conformist Total Knee.
It's designed to fit the shape and contours of your knee, allowing for an easier recovery.
Stoughton Health. Get back to your active lifestyle.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event. Time's running out to buy America's best-selling brand with our best deals of the summer, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup, plus the Ford Promise. But hurry while selection is best. The Ford Summer Sales Event ends September 7th. Hurry in to get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation, working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses, and we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. And save a little money without sacrificing the savory. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills. And make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer savings like Festival Foods.
Selling a home is expensive and stressful, so we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
They were so stress-free, the whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
Is knee pain disrupting your active lifestyle? Stoughton Health and the Ortho Team Clinic now offer the Conformist Total Knee.
It's designed to fit the shape and contours of your knee, allowing for an easier recovery.
Stoughton Health. Get back to your active lifestyle.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A few showers still passing through for us this evening. Most of the area moving towards a drier trend over the next few hours, but for areas southeast of Madison, we do have a few showers right now. As we look to the southeast portion of the country, though, we have a lot of rain and showers, thunderstorms passing through the Carolinas, and offshore right now, watching our next potential tropical system. Right now, that rain blob, tropical depression 15 forming. Seeing wind speeds at about 35 miles per hour. So still a tropical depression, not quite a tropical storm status yet. They don't get their names until they become tropical storms. The good news with this system, not expecting it to really cause any impacts to the coast. A few more waves, a little more windy along the coastline, but the storm is really going to curve out northeast and pull away from the coast. So not something that we're super concerned about, but you can see likely going to strengthen as it does curve northeast, so we could see it become a tropical storm, and if it does, it would be Tropical Storm Nana developing over the next few days. For us, we have a cold front driving these showers on through. Behind the front, high pressure building right back on in, so we'll be back to a northwest breeze for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have some sunshine, but still a slight chance for an isolated shower to pass through later in the evening. Overnight, skies will be clearing. Temperatures to start off Tuesday will be close to 50 degrees for Madison. North of us, though, again, temperatures in the 40s, so a cool start early on in the afternoon. Partly sunny skies with a slight chance for an isolated shower thunderstorm to swing through later in the evening. The better chance for that moisture is going to be right along the state line and into northern Illinois. That's for Tuesday. For Wednesday, mostly sunny skies. High temperatures will be very close to 80, so that's our warm day for the week. We climb to about 81 in Madison, and then temperatures really backing off in that 6 to 10-day outlook, it seems quite likely we'll see a cooler trend throughout the Midwest and the plains. Our temperatures, once we get through the Labor Day holiday, likely dropping back to the 60s for afternoon highs. Tomorrow about 72, mostly cloudy with that slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms to develop in the afternoon and evening. Mostly sunny on Wednesday. Again, high temperatures in the low 80s for our warm day. Thursday, upper 70s, so we don't drop too much for Thursday or for Friday. Mostly sunny Friday and Saturday with some showers developing Saturday night into Sunday. And for Labor Day on Monday, that's when we see our temps drop to the 60s for afternoon highs. We're in the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week as well, with the chance for some rain developing. Overnight lows in the 40s, and we'll see a drier trend as we look ahead to the following week. But again, that 10-day, that starts us off for September. There's going to be a lot of dry time, but it is going to be very healthy for our soil and our plants to have those few slight chances for showers and thunderstorms to pass through.
Boy, highs in the 60s. Here we go.
Moving in the other direction. We're going down now.
Jenny, you have to check out this video.
Yeah, this is really unbelievable. A 3-year-old girl survived being swept 30 feet up into the air after being entangled in the strings of a large kite. I mean, every parent watching right now,
It's hard to
you can't exhale. It's terrifying. She got caught up in it. Actually, it might be a good thing that she wasn't trying to hang on, because she wouldn't have been able to, probably.
Wrapped up in the string.
Exactly. She only suffered a few scrapes, which is really remarkable.
It really is.
Oh, thank goodness this had a happy ending. Well,
go ahead.
It's been a very busy month politically, as everybody knows, for both Republicans and Democrats.
Both the Republicans and Democratic National Conventions are behind us now. Political expert and director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, joins us now to wrap up both conventions and look ahead to the rest of the campaign. Hello, Charles.
Hi, Charles. Good to see you.
Conventions are over, summer's over, time for those cooler temperatures for the fall campaign.
Now, looking back, do you think the virtual conventions worked?
I think technically they worked way better than I or most people thought they would. There were very few glitches, and I think both conventions got pretty high praise for things technically going smoothly through them. The audiences appear to have been substantially lower than they were 4 years ago, which maybe is not surprising. And so there's an open question about whether they have much of an impact on voters this year compared to previous years.
I wonder if they'll do it this way from now on. The roll call, which is always one of the highlights of the convention.
The Democrats were spectacular.
It worked great. It worked great this year.
They found a way to turn something that is usually just awful into something that people talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
And seemed to really enjoy.
Was one convention, in your view, more successful than the other?
I have mixed feelings about that. I think both conventions focused on the messages they wanted. I think the Democrats did a good job of highlighting Biden and the things they wanted to put out about him. I think the Republican convention had a lot of testimonials to President Trump, if you will, things that emphasized what they think are his stronger points. And so in that sense, I think in very different directions of how they presented their message, or what message they presented, I think both were reasonably successful. The real issue with conventions, and especially a low viewership this year, is, are you just talking to the faithful already, really preaching to the choir? And so good for maybe your base, but not really that many peripheral voters who are tuning in, especially this year with lower viewership.
And that seems to be true because it seems neither candidate got much of a bump from their conventions.
So far, that's the way it looks. We don't have a whole lot of polling that is all post-convention, so I think we still don't really know if there's going to be much of a bounce. But the early polling doesn't seem to show much of a bounce. Maybe a slight change in Biden's favorability, but otherwise not much movement at all.
And now on to the campaign. How big of a factor do you think Wisconsin is going to be? And are we going to see a lot of visits from all of the candidates?
Well, I think we're clearly back in the spotlight. If you look at the advertising buys that both campaigns are doing, Wisconsin is on both of their lists. There's been a lot of ads here in the state. At the moment, more from Biden than from Trump. But President Trump and Vice President Pence have made several trips to the state. I guess Biden may make one soon. I haven't heard that for certain. But I think we're going to see the attention here. The one thing that has changed is there are more states other than Wisconsin that seem to be in play. So again, both campaigns are buying in Arizona and Florida and North Carolina and New Hampshire and Minnesota. So it's not just us and Michigan and Pennsylvania anymore. It's a little bit of a wider playing field.
Are there undecided voters left?
3 or 4. In our data, actually, there's probably 2 to 6% who are pretty much undecided. About 10% say they wouldn't vote for either candidate or vote for someone else, or they haven't made up their minds. And you know, when you look at likely voters, that 10% comes down a little bit to about 6 to 8%. So it's a small segment, but in a state that was decided by less than 1% 4 years ago, 6% undecided seems like a pretty big number.
Yeah, a lot of votes to go after. I assume we're going to see the vice president here after last time when Hillary Clinton didn't show up, and a lot of people weren't happy about that.
I certainly assume so. I think it's fair to say the conditions of the virus and the epidemic this year make personal visits still a kind of interesting strategy. The Trump campaign has decided to campaign regardless of the risks. The Biden campaign has, until recently, decided not to go out practically at all, though I gather today he held an event in Pennsylvania. So I think we'll see a little more in-person campaigning, but continued a lot of television and social media campaigns.
9 weeks from tomorrow.
2 months to go. All right,
not that any of us are counting.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be checking back many times between now and then. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
Very good.
Great to see
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Baca Enterprises is truly humbled and thankful to all of our employees, residents, families, and vendors for their patience and cooperation.
Our employees have gone above and beyond with sanitation efforts, altering their daily routines, all while spreading joy and happiness throughout our community.
As you look forward to the future, Beaver Dam Assisted Living will be here for you.
To provide a sense of security and to provide comfort by keeping you safe and healthy.
Together, we're moving forward to help you live life with confidence. Call today to schedule your tour.
Managing type 2 diabetes? Audrey's on it. Eating right and staying active?
On it.
Audrey thinks she's doing all she can to manage her type 2 diabetes and heart disease, but is her treatment doing enough to lower her heart risk? Maybe not. Jardians can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And it lowers A1C.
Jardians can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardians with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardians.
Ask your doctor about Jardians.
Packer scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery can turn into all sorts of fun things. Like 2 club-level seats to every Packers home game for the next 2 years. Just by mailing in $5 of non-winning Packers scratch games to enter the bonus drawing. Or there's a chance to instantly win cash prizes. Packers scratch games. Watch the excitement unfold.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Tonight at 5, Governor Evers ordered a special session by the legislature today to discuss police reform, while Republicans say they're not taking action today. That's at 5.
Skies will clear tonight, but will cloud up again tomorrow with a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Wednesday will be sunny and warmer. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, the Madison School District gives some staff members an ultimatum. Teach in person or lose your job. We'll have that story for you tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Kind of a cloudy day over the UW campus in Lake Mendota. The sky should clear up by this evening. A California girl is on the mend after nearly losing her life to a condition being linked to COVID-19 in children.
The rare inflammatory syndrome has sickened hundreds of kids across the country, including here in Wisconsin. 9-year-old Zalali fell ill in May with an unrelenting high fever. She ended up in the pediatric ICU at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and her condition worsened. Antibody testing showed Zalali had been exposed to COVID-19. Doctors determined that she was suffering from something called multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, or MIS-C, a rare but serious condition associated with coronavirus that causes body parts and organs to be inflamed. 570 cases and 10 deaths nationwide have been reported since the pandemic started, and most children develop the condition 2 to 4 weeks after a COVID-19 infection.
We are still learning continually and every day more and more about this virus, especially how it may affect our children.
Doctors say parents need to be aware of the warning signs, which include high fever, rash, red eyes, lips and tongue, and stomach pains. More than 70% of MIS-C cases have occurred in children who are Black, Hispanic, and Latino. As more schools welcome back students, a spike in COVID-19 cases at one university has forced the school to go online only.
Students at the State University of New York in Oneonta, is that right?
Oneonta, that's it.
Say there's a lack of testing and of transparency. The school says it is working to contain the outbreak. CBS's Dr. John LaPook reports.
Tell me why SUNY Oneonta has 105 cases, didn't tell us, and we had to find out on the news.
Just 1 week after SUNY Oneonta welcomed students back to campus, a spike in on-campus coronavirus cases is forcing the New York State University to shut down for at least 2 weeks.
It didn't feel like they were doing their best in ensuring our safety in the first place.
Senior Malak Al-Haraza says she and her classmates were frustrated by what she says is the school's lack of testing resources and transparency.
So if they're going to open up the schools, then they're responsible for, communicating with us whether we're in danger or not of the virus.
We can get colleges and universities open safely this fall, but only if we're willing to follow the public health guidance and the protocols.
Dr. Ashish Jha and other public health officials are urging students already on campus to stay there to prevent the spread of the virus.
If we were able to test everybody on campus twice a week, that would make it dramatically safer to be on campus.
Across the country, colleges are struggling to contain clusters of COVID outbreaks. In Texas, Baylor University ordered 55 students, 21 of them positive, to reside in place on 2 floors of a dorm. One University of Alabama campus has reported more than 1,000 positive cases since classes began 2 weeks ago. And cases at Arizona State University nearly tripled, reaching 480 cases in just 3 days.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is deploying a COVID SWAT team to SUNY Oneonta to help contain the outbreak. And the school has apologized for not sharing more information as it was unfolding. Dr. John LaPook, CBS News.
And students at SUNY Oneonta will quarantine in place for the next 2 weeks.
They are allowed to go outside, but can only gather in groups of 3 or more people. Well, some movie theaters have reopened in Madison. We'll find out what's new.
When we come back, we'll also have more on streaming services. Film critic Will Loper has it all when Live at 4 continues.
Men's Salon, they are keeping Madison handsome. Crystal, congratulations on Leopold Men's Salon. Tell us a little bit of how you came to have this beautiful place.
So I've spent the last 15 years in the barbering world in Milwaukee, and I was wanting to get closer to loved ones in the area. Little market analysis told me that there was nothing like what I was offering in Milwaukee, so we decided to open Leopold Men's Salon, which means bold people.
Love it. Now, what can people expect when they come in here?
It's upscale men's salon, so we do our best to cater to the people in the chairs, so, you know, putting on the music that they most enjoy. In a regular world, we get to offer them delicious beverages, yeah, just relaxing and really catering to them, making sure that that moment is about them and everything else goes away.
What are some of the comments you've heard from people who have really made this place home?
The biggest one is they love the aesthetic. The guys walk in the door and they're like, wow, this is really beautiful. It's well done. They love the details. They love the wall colors, and that it definitely feels masculine and clean and modern, and they really appreciate it.
Well, you truly found a unique niche, and I know you guys are offering some great discounts on some services. Go ahead and tell us about those.
So we have Vanessa, our newest stylist, is working on fine-tuning her advanced skills and honing in on her timing. So for the near future, she's going to be doing $25 haircuts. And then we also have a part-time esthetician that specializes in male-specific waxing. So we have a 10% discount for that.
Excellent. From Leopold Men's Salon, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. That's a wrap.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. We have great deals for everyone.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
If you've forgotten what a fair deal sounds like, let us remind you. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
You were always the responsible one. So much like me. Always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Right now we're seeing a lot of green on the road, so that's always a good sign. Traffic seems to be going along fairly smoothly in Rock County, downtown Janesville. A few stop-and-go spots, but no major delays from Janesville to the Beltline, still at 25 minutes. 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton and some Prairie to downtown. The quickest drive, only 9 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. From time to time, Julio Morris steals a kiss from his wife, Waldromina Quiteros, which shouldn't be anything strange, except he's 110 years old, she's 104, and they're currently the oldest married couple, according to the Guinness World Records. Both are retired teachers, live in north central Ecuador. They were married on February 7th, 1941. It was a secret ceremony because neither of their families agreed with the marriage. They said it wouldn't last. They are parents of 5 children, and they have 11 grandchildren, 21 great-grandchildren, and 9 great-great-grandchildren.
Oh, that's incredible.
It is incredible.
That's very inspiring.
Well, another week, another long list of great stuff to watch on Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, and beyond.
But this week, movie theaters in our area reopen. Will Loper shares what's good there and at home.
Well, movie theaters are officially open in our area, and there were new movies actually playing in those theaters. An X-Men movie delayed since 2018 called The New Mutants opened to $7 million, right in line with Disney's expectations, along with some horrendous reviews.
All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here.
And due to contractual obligations, that film could only open in theaters. But another new film opened in both theaters and on video on demand. That movie was Bill and Ted Face the Music.
When your wife suggested couples therapy, do you think that this is what they had in mind?
Definitely. I mean, we're a couple of couples, right?
In 1989 and 1991, we saw Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter play the air-headed wannabe rockers, traveling through time and through the afterlife.
Put them in the Iron Maiden. Excellent! Execute them, bogus.
Now, a whopping 29 years later, we meet up again with our rocking dudes.
Here's a real idea for you. Be role models to your daughters. Get real jobs.
This time they need to come up with the song that will save humanity.
Bill, we've spent our whole life trying to unite the world. And I'm tired, dude.
Ted, we have a destiny to fulfill.
The film is surprisingly sweet and shows Bill and Ted grappling with aging and regret, and takes the characters on a journey that feels original rather than rehashed from the first two films.
Dude, our dads are totally in trouble.
Life, it isn't a wild stallion.
Let's rock! If you're a Bill and Ted fan, you'll find this a terrific follow-up, and it's available to rent on VOD platforms for $19.99 or purchase for $24.99.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dude.
Over on streaming services, we got a new movie on Amazon Prime called Get Duped.
Hey, you. Ian, I'll meet you at the campsite at 6 p.m. Be careful, you don't want to get lost in the Highlands. There's danger everywhere.
The comedy follows 4 teens who find themselves lost in the Scottish Highlands.
Hello, boys!
Is that the Duke of Edinburgh?
Run!
Oh, yeah, and they're being hunted by some crazy people.
We got your weapons. We're doomed. We'll make a bomb. Where's the explosion? Yeah, the whole point of a bomb?
On Netflix, seasons 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai released.
I'm gonna teach you the style of karate that was taught to me.
You're gonna be my karate teacher?
No, I'm gonna be your sensei.
The series, which was originally located on YouTube Red, continues the story of characters from 1984's The Karate Kid.
Miyagi-Do is about defending yourself and protecting others.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper, leaving you now with some moments in film from Chadwick Boseman, who passed away Friday far too soon at the age of 43.
Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges, while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
What a terrible loss at 43.
Oh, I know.
He's just getting started.
Such a shock. That's a beautiful way to end that story. Wise things to think about.
Yeah, what a talent. All right, we'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
Roll playback. 3, 2, 1. Roll playback.
Golf range and suites of VITENSE GOLFLAND provide safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by waitstaff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at VITENSE GOLFLAND.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto helps people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Let me introduce me.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin. Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
VITENSE GOLFLAND offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at VITENSE GOLFLAND.
Tonight at 5, Kenosha officials are reacting to President Trump's visit planned for tomorrow. Plus, Democrats are demanding police reform change after the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, while Republicans aren't taking action yet. That's at 5.
This year, school is going to be full of changes.
What will school be like, and how can we make sure our kids are safe?
We're getting the answers you need to help you prepare.
So keep an eye on News 3 Now this morning and get ready to go back to school.
Here's a live look at downtown with our Edgewater Sky Cam. A really pretty sky right now with some sun coming through along with that cloud coverage. Probably going to have a really nice sunset this evening. Enough cloud coverage, we'll get some color dancing across the sky. Temperatures are in the low 70s, but dew points are in the upper 60s. We still have the chance for some showers southeast of Dane County, or we'll take a closer look, or Gary will, during the 5 o'clock at the rain chances for the next few days.
If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina, along with spokesman Rob. So Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now. We're going to answer all of your questions and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. You heard it, folks at home. Pick up the phone, call now.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota models, like Corolla, Camry, Avalon, or Prius. Toyota.
If you're at home thinking about your financial plan, so are we. Prudential helps 1 in 7 Americans with their financial needs. That's over 25 million people. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help with secure video chat or on the phone. We make it easy for you with online tools, e-signatures, and no medical exam life insurance. Plan for better days. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
Hi, folks, we're back, and we're here to remind you if you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to tell you how much money you can get for your accident and how quickly. Hello, I'm Gina, along with spokesperson Rob. Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now, and we'll let you know how much money you can get for your accident.
Thanks, Rob. Call now.
In today's Final Touch, a real estate deal is sealed in Manitowoc.
But the buyers could not have known what surprise awaited them. A developer who bought an old Wisconsin property got a very rare festive surprise. A winter wonderland was waiting in the wings. The former National Tinsel Manufacturing Company was auctioned off about a year ago, but when the new owners took a tour of the more than 100-year-old building, they found a treasure trove of untouched holiday inventory.